Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us. This is a breaking news broadcast. I am feeling under the weather, so I'm not on picture today. And I am actually going to hand this off to Randy and Frankmeister and just run things behind the scenes here today. So, Randy, do you want to start?
Yeah, we're going to start. The other day, we were going back 5 years ago to see what we can come up with the timelines, different the times, people who are out there, any photos we can find. Especially, there were two photos that was taken that day from Cheyenne. One from the south end of the bridge that she took on the left side of the bridge that day. And then the photo I never seen before, it was the north in the bridge, and she took on the right side of that side of the bridge. And amazingly, I put the photo on my Facebook page, and people were going looking at it and never saw this before. But that night, I was looking closer on my cell phone, zoom in, and look, I found something. It was unbelievable what I found, and so I sent it to Frankmeister, and he sent it to Marvin, and then we'll all start talking, trying to figure out, wow, how could they miss this person? We always heard there was supposed to be a fight underneath the bridge, north end of the bridge. But this particular photo was totally different than what we always heard and rumors about a fight underneath the bridge, man and wife fighting, an older couple.
So, do you want me to show the normal picture right now?
Yeah, show the normal picture of what she took that day of the murder.
Show the first.
The whole length of the bridge. Where
No, hold on. Yeah, take the first picture. Yeah, there we go.
Bring it out all the way out. Okay, this is the photo that Cheyenne took right in the middle of the bridge, showing the north end of the bridge. Okay. I was looking at that, look down below. Of course, we always heard there was supposed to be clothes floating down below.
We got a feedback somewhere, guys.
It's not me. Who
I'm not hearing it.
I can hear the echo of me. Yeah, here. Yeah, it's probably. Let me see here. Is this? Hold on. Let me see here. Now everything's turned off. It's not the volume, but okay. So if you look at the bridge, this is where she was taking a photo towards the north end of the bridge that day. When she said she arrived around 3:00 on the bridge. So I was taking a look, see if I could find anything down below. Like I said, we hear the clothes were floating down in the creek and got stuck in the logs down below. Technically, you see nothing there, just about the logs. So then I start zooming in to the north in the bridge on my cell phone and got closer to see if anybody was standing down there. How flannel shirt guy said he showed up, the killer showed up behind him. So I zoomed in and see if he might have came out of Mirror's woodland tree area, and there's nobody there. Now, how would that be? If Cheyenne would have saw that, the picture would show him coming out in the woods, and it would have been she would have passed the killer anyhow in the first place. And so I keep looking, and looking. And next minute I know, when I looked underneath the bridge, there it was. And Frank and Jennifer here could not believe what I found. And it's unbelievable.
And that's when Randy sent me a message that said, I need you to look at this again and see if you
see what you think about it.
Okay, so I am zooming in on the picture. I went too far. Hang on.
Okay.
So, does anybody see anything?
There you go.
Here we go.
About this picture?
What do you see underneath the bridge? We're not going to say anything. See, watch, zoom on. It's not pixelated, Gray, right now. It's not pixelated at all. What do you see underneath the bridge? Underneath the bridge, where the beams are. No. Sleuth. It's not pixelated at all.
No
Right.
cement blocks. Go ahead and put up the other picture, Marvelous, with the circle around what we found. All right, now expand the picture out.
I can't on this one.
All right.
There you go.
What you see now? You see a person there, don't you? Polly sees a guy. Polly sees a guy. You see the person. Okay, if you see a person cover his eyes with his right hand, and his arm is on his left leg, right there where Jennifer's pointing at right now.
Yes, that is a person.
That is a person. And that's sitting there. And the story goes that there was a fight.
Well, there was conversation. There was conversation saying that there was a fight between a male and a female. Right.
That Gray, it is a person sitting there. So that is a person sitting there. Where is he or she standing? She's not standing.
He's sitting down.
He's sitting down, Gray.
Okay, so I'm going to move my screen here just a minute.
But the problem is there's no arguing couple there. Where this person is sitting, that's not arguing. No, he's not on the beam. He's on the side of on the hill underneath the bridge.
So I went to Reddit and I found a post on Cheyenne. These are two pictures Cheyenne took. One. And two. So, if you go to Reddit and you look at the thread for, it took the police 2 weeks to get back to Cheyenne after she told them she was there at the time, you will find these two pictures. And if you zoom in on your phone, you will see the guy in this general area right here. I will also post this to the Marvelous Investigates Facebook group page.
Those pictures taken after the murders. Dana. She was there on the bridge around 3 o'clock. Cheyenne was there at 3 o'clock taking photos. And that person is there underneath that bridge. That person is there underneath that bridge. And that's there's arms and legs. And he's sitting down there. And that person is there underneath that bridge. And that's there's arms and legs. And he's sitting down there.
Yes, Kristen, I called and spoke with the detective off of from ISP this morning, and he immediately said, I need you to send me that picture as quickly as possible. Yes, Kristen, I called and spoke with the detective off of from ISP this morning.
Okay, sorry about that. We were getting feedback. Okay, so let's look at some of these comments. I'm using my cell phone and I tilted it so that I can see the full picture, and I saw it right away. So these pictures were taken before or after the girls were on the bridge. This was after the girls were on the bridge and abducted.
Yeah. So that at 3 o'clock, Cheyenne was there on the bridge. This is her taking a picture. And like I said, I zoomed in where this person's sitting at. You wouldn't be able to see him.
So, Teresa, we don't know exactly when this picture was taken. We know that Cheyenne arrived at the bridge at 2:50. So this was somewhere between 2:50 and 3:30.
He's sitting, he's sitting underneath the bridge. It's kind of, you can sit down below underneath the bridge. Anybody can sit underneath the bridge. That's mostly a level ground underneath there. She got there at 3 o'clock at the bridge. She didn't get there at 3:30. She got there at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, which debunks what the coroner said, that everything was done and over with by 3:30.
She parked at 2:45 at the drop-off where Libby and Abby was.
So I can zoom it in more, but it's going to get more pixelated as I zoom in. So
but you can see the arm. I can see the arm. I can see the head. I see the arm on the leg, on the left leg.
Yeah, this is the arm. This is his head. His leg and his other arm is...
Your pointer's gone.
Oh, hang on. Pointing at the wrong screen.
Yeah.
Here's his head.
Nope. You're not on there. Okay, there you go. That's his head.
Arm.
Go back down below. That's his arm.
Other arm. And
no, hold on. Okay, you got his arm's right there. You've got it on his arm. Other arm there. Go back to his head. Go up. Go back to his head.
My pointer is like right above it.
Right there. That's his head. Below that is arm, and then the other arm on his left leg. No, you can't see it. It's a little red dot. Look for her little red dot.
So my little red dot right now is above his head.
Not anymore.
Well,
but he's there. This person is there. And as far as where Cheyenne was standing, he would not. Why would he be covering his face up, his eyes? And he was not arguing with anybody at all. But Cheyenne was there at 3:00. This is her first photo was taken, and then the south side. And he was standing underneath the bridge, sitting underneath the bridge. So the crime scene, I just asked Greeno about it. He said, what? Okay, where was it? Crime, okay. Hold on, Crime Geek, what you do? I see your question. What happened to your question? But he's there.
It's almost like the person is in shock, like they had just seen something they witnessed, or
so yeah, and he's not there. If there was a fight, they'd be still fighting down below. You can sit where this person is, you can sit down. So this is Cheyenne's photo. Not Abby's photo or Libby's photo. It's Cheyenne's photo. This is at 3:00 Eric time. No, that's a person. I've been there. I know what it looks like. When now the person looks like he's in shock. Yeah. That's what was telling Shane and Jennifer. It looked like he saw something. This person saw something, and he's like, that's why his hand's over his eyes. No one's fighting down there. That's the only person that's down there. Yes, Greg, yes. So, like Shane said, he already sent it into the state police, and they're looking at it. And obviously, this guy, how could Cheyenne miss this person walking over the bridge? So somewhere he saw something. If he sat there all that time, a lot of misinformation that day.
so like I said, Gillespie or Sheriff Gillespie said that everything was done and over with by 3:30, which is inconsistent.
So this is another page. If you would like to get this image, the Earl is up here.
So, right, the real question is, what is the hand we can't see doing? The hand, the right hand's over his eyes, where his head is. The left arm is laying across his left leg, laying down in between. That is the person. Now, Geek Crime, what was your question? You said about Anthony saying something. What was that question, Jennifer? She said, okay, my question was, did you hear about the kids that died in Indianapolis Monday? They were Abby. Huh? Oh. What was the one about you asking about? It was a park. It was a park. 2 boys.
They're getting away from the case that we're involved in. They're talking about the Indianapolis case.
Guys, we're not talking about the Indianapolis case. Now get off of it. You understand? We're talking about this case, Abby and Libby's case. Yes, Gray. He's leaning kind of back at a strange angle, yes. Green said he knew what you're talking about, and he said there's no one down there. There is. Crime Geek, there is. There's a person there.
We're not saying this is the killer. This might be a witness that saw everything and never came forward.
Yeah,
Exactly,
Sleuth.
Sleuth. Exactly, Sleuth. It's almost like he's avoiding the camera.
But where Cheyenne's standing at, you couldn't see him. But he could see Cheyenne taking a photo. It depends on you having an open mind. I can see him. Shane, Jennifer can see him. That is a person sitting there.
And quite a few other people on here can see it.
Yeah.
People need to take their blinders off. Like Kristen behind the crime door said last week in one of her podcasts, you have to have critical thinking and an open mind to this.
Hey, Shane, you lost your voice. What up there is volume? Your volume went.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Okay, go ahead. Repeat what was you going?
I was talking about Kristen. Yeah. Kristen behind the crime door last week made a behind the crime door talking about that people need to use critical thinking and use an open mind.
We lost his voice again, Jennifer.
Hang on. Okay, so I can hear Shane. I can hear Frankmeister.
Can you hear
Talk
me
again?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
All right, that's a lot better. Now I'm not. I mean, I kept hearing distortion.
Yeah, it's like it seems like you start talking and something, and then your voice disappeared for some reason, and stuff. So I don't understand that.
But what me and with the way me and Randy came up with this, we decided to go back and pull all kinds of information that's been going on for the last 5 years, like news reports, everything like that.
Okay, he disappeared again.
What the hell?
And I can hear you.
And then we started looking for inconsistencies, and this was when Randy came up with it. What the hell is going on here?
Well, it's Jennifer typing. Jennifer's typing.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe that's why he's having a problem. Okay.
So, Kristen, to answer your question, one of the places that this picture is at, and I know it's not typing in the actual link, but hopefully you can copy and paste it. Okay, go ahead, guys. Sorry.
Now, like I was saying before, me and Randy started to go back and pull as much information as we could from the last 5 years to try to find inconsistencies, pictures. What?
Time.
Go ahead.
Time lines and stuff, like Cheyenne parked by the drop off where the girls were dropped off at, and they start walking towards past where the girls, where the memorial area is, to head that way. Took 15 minutes to get there. At 2:50, she had a telemarketing call. About 3 o'clock, she was at the bridge. and we were looking back at everything we can find. And also we were looking at, okay, how could Cheyenne pass flannel shirt guy without seeing the killer at the same time? And flannel shirt guy. So the guy where we're looking at the north end of the bridge as close as we could, is you could be able to see if there's somebody coming out in the woods out on the mirror's land. You would be seeing the killer walking out of the woods from your right side of the frame, but you don't see him. She's on the bridge. So that's the problem. And when I zoomed in, see, that's why I said, Gray, he's got a bald head. But since the state police has the photo, they'll have to see if what they can do and find the person. But since we're doing it right now, maybe we'll be able, somebody will recognize this person or come forward and see how much this person knows. And Cheyenne would have known that person. If she bypassed, didn't know that person's sitting there, then they would have to go back and ask questions about this person. But this person does not come up with any conversations through this case at all the last 5 years.
I've only found twice where it was mentioned about supposedly somebody under the bridge arguing, but it was never clarified or verified. And then, like Marvelous said, she's seen something in Reddit where Cheyenne wasn't questioned for at least 2 weeks after the crime.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't think nothing of it. Okay. So like I said before, me and Randy started going back to almost 5 years ago and pulling every piece of information, media information, press conferences. We went through several other people's channels to see if they had mentioned it, and nobody had talked about it.
Right.
And when he sent that to me and he said, "Do you see what I see?" I didn't see anything. So I got on a 3-way call with Marv and Randy, and all three of us looked at it one time, and then I was like, I'll be damned, there is somebody sitting there. So I took a pen and circled the picture so you can actually see what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And we all agreed that is a person standing there, and he looks like he's sitting. He's got his left arm on his left leg, and he's got his arm or hand up over his face like he was in shock, like he had just seen something horrific.
Mm-hmm.
So I immediately called the state police, and they called me back at 9 o'clock this morning, the detectives, and he specifically told me to send me that picture immediately. And I did what he wanted me to do, so we got to just wait and see what comes from that.
So that's what we came up with. So if there was a witness to the crime, that would be that person sitting there.
This might be the piece that they're looking for.
So yeah, it's like green pants, some type of green pants. You can see the knee, his knee, right? Yeah. So he's basically sitting down on the ground. He's not standing up. It's flat land there. You can sit down and stand up underneath that bridge. So, when it comes to the walk, I will show you what it looks like underneath there. You can stand and sit down underneath that bridge. So basically, hopefully, this would help the missing piece of the puzzle of Libby Abbey's case. And
another thing that really caught my eye is if Cheyenne was on the bridge between 2:50 and 3 o'clock, she would have seen Brad Weber driving up the private drive. And there's no mention of that either.
So there's a lot of inconsistencies between the time flannel shirt guy and Cheyenne going
and Sheriff Lesby's time. because he said the same thing as the coroner did. It said that everything was done and over with by 3:30, which we are debunking that just by Cheyenne's recollection and her pictures of what time she said she arrived at the bridge, and you know what I mean.
Yeah. So
yes, Kristen, it was taken because we have the original photo and it has a timestamp on it. Hello, anybody there?
yeah, I can still hear you. But the guy is sitting down. He's not standing up. Do you see him sitting? He's sitting down, Teresa. He's sitting down. He's not. You would know if he was standing up, you wouldn't be able to see his head if he was standing up. So we'll just hopefully to wait and see what state police do to this photo and be able to say, hey, look, well, who is this person? Can we get this more clearer? And if they come out with a
hey, Bruce, I'll send you the picture on Discord on private chat. Is that all right?
But so outlining the element of the body, just the circle. But that's where he is. That's what is he sitting on? On the ground. He's sitting on the ground. So at this point, we don't know, since the legs look big at this distance, but since we can't zoom in all the way in to
yes, Kristen, I'll send it to you too, hon.
To figure out what size his legs are, okay?
So, Sleuth, you're agreeing that you see a person there too? Yes, Teresa, that's what it looks like. He's sitting down with his legs up close to his chest.
And yeah.
And it looks like he's using his right arm to cover his face, either to be kept from being seen or like he was in shock, like he had just seen something horrific.
Yeah, if he's covering his eyes like this, you can see he's covering his, you can see that arm bend like this to cover his eyes.
Correct.
So if you look at it, you can see him like this.
True Cranberria, you're not being ignored at all. If you got any questions, go ahead and ask. We'll answer them for you. There's a lot of people in here. We can't get to everybody's questions or comments all at one time, so we got to go one by one, everybody, just like everybody else.
What is your question, True Crime, Maria?
Good.
Yeah, we'll send you the photos and stuff to you. Is this a photo of the breaking news from us?
Yeah, it's from us. Randy's the one who discovered it, and he passed it along to me, and we collaborated together with Marvelous to make sure that we were seeing what we were seeing before we decided to go live with this.
Yeah, and since Shane was calling all the different law enforcements to get them to look at this photo right away. And
it's breaking news because no one's ever seen this.
Yeah. When I put this on my Facebook, nobody saw the photo before. This is one of the photos that Cheyenne took. So that's how I know it was from Cheyenne. I never saw this photo before until I was looking back at everything to piece the puzzle of the timelines. And this is one of those nobody have seen. So if you Marvelous Jennifer's got the red dot on top of his head.
Can you blow it up a little more, Marv?
Zoom in a little more.
Can you put the picture up that I sent you where I circled it, Marv, where it's expanded all the way out to where you can get a better look?
He was sideways now that he explained his head.
The whole purpose of us looking at this photo was to see if we could find Libby's undergarments or whoever undergarments that were under the bridge. That was reported by somebody by radio the next day that they had found undergarments under the bridge. Well, we looked and we didn't see anything. And the only thing that we can think of is that either somebody placed that stuff there in the middle of the night or the next morning, or the clothing had floated down the creek to that area where the person supposedly found her undergarments.
It sounds like what True Crime Maria, when Shane talked to him, they asked him questions. Is that, and he told them it was Cheyenne's photo, and they want to relook at it, what we found. If they did not see what we saw, all like right now, okay, if it's full blown all the way out where Cheyenne is standing, they wouldn't be able to see that person sitting there. If I lived there, I would take a picture of the same location and compare. How close were the girls to the water?
According to investigators, Bruce, they said that the girls were about approximately 50 feet from the edge of the creek.
Shane, I don't have the picture where you circled it.
I sent it to your messenger last night. We're not going to have no argument or anything, guys.
Because we're doing something that people should know. And what we found. We could, we may not have done this. And if somebody else did it, then you'll say, well, I see it. But now we're like, okay, some of you are not seeing it and some of you are, but there it is. We're doing
Everybody's got a right to their opinions, and we're not going to dock anybody for that.
But
we welcome everybody's opinions. We might not agree with it, but you know what? You have that right.
So if the state police comes up and the FBI and the county sheriff of Delphi, if they all agree that they missed this and come up and say, hey, where is this person? And there's nobody arguing. That's why we all agreed last night. There's nobody arguing underneath that bridge. All we heard, there's like some elderly couple fighting underneath the bridge. Technically, there's nobody fighting underneath the bridge but this guy sitting down, covering his face, his eyes. And it's like, he must have been there watching the whole entire thing of Libby and Abby's part that on the south side of the bridge.
Susan Anderson, we're sorry that you feel that way.
Are we behind? Am I missing that? I'm missing that part. Where's that? If you don't like the show, just get off. Okay? We didn't ask you to come. You didn't have to come. Susan. Same thing, Tom.
Hey, Dana, Cheyenne might have not have known that he was under there. You got to realize this picture's blowing up on our end, and if you take the original picture, she's not going to be able to see from the distance she was at to that north end of the bridge and see anybody under there.
Jennifer, can you take back to where the original before we got to him, where she was actually standing?
Just the regular picture, Marv. The original before we blew it up, and there you go. No. There you go. You need to blow that one up. There you go.
Because it would show how look how far Cheyenne was standing at, and you can't see that person that far at all. So where she was standing, she's taking a photo. What gets us at the north end, she's taking the right side of the bridge. And on the south end, she's taking the left side of the bridge. What is she looking at? That's strange. She's at, because we were looking to see if there's any clothes floating down the creek or anything like it said. Hey, Juliana. Piece you're saying it could be string metal. No, Georgia, it's not. There's no metal, no railroad tracks underneath there.
Anybody that wants this picture for themselves, we'll send it to you, and you guys can blow it up yourself and look in the area that we noticed, and you determine on your own. But this is our conclusion. We believe that is a person under there, because it looks like a person sitting down with his arm across his head, his face or something. You can clearly see his head. You can clearly see his right arm. You can clearly see his left arm leaning on his left leg.
Yeah. Or this is the full where she was standing at and taking a picture of the north end of the bridge. And I zoomed in where he's standing. You can pretty much can see where he is and at.
And that's why we brought this up, because there was always talk there was somebody under the bridge, but it had never been clarified.
Yeah. Because Cheyenne said, and when I was reading, she knows the two people were under friends with the two people underneath the bridge. But where are they? If they're two people underneath the bridge, we only see this person sitting down. Well, since we can't get close and stuff, they just have to figure out who that person is. If it is something he's in, if the pants is that thick, that means somebody's got he's got something inside of the his leg pants. So if he's hiding something in his leg pants to look like he's got big pants, then there's something wrong with that.
But he doesn't have a jacket on. That's really what has got our eye.
Yeah.
Because if he's BG or the killer, he could have got rid of the clothes somehow. We just can't figure that out yet.
But we know there's somebody.
We do believe there is somebody sitting under that bridge.
Yeah.
And I think that the police didn't catch it because I don't think they zoomed in on anything from her picture or her pictures. Like we said, the only reason why we did this is because we wanted to look at the creek to see if we could find any clothes, undergarments, or anything around in that area where Cheyenne was. And that's when Randy decided to explore a little more and zoom out on the photo to see if he could see anything else. And he brought it to my attention. And so I hooked up with Marv and we went three-way on a call. And then we ended up getting on here and just doing all three on whatever we're doing here.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got a blank. And it was clear as day. You could see a lot better on your phone if you zoom it all the way out.
Yeah.
Because if you zoom it all the way out on here, it blurs it out a little bit.
If you go to my Facebook page, look for the two photos of that bridge and take a picture of it, and you might be able to zoom in. Or
yeah, download the picture to your phone and you'll be able to zoom it out.
Yeah. Zoom in and zoom out. To be able to see on yours. Camel pants, white shoes, bald. There's a lot of things we all see, but there is a person, he's sitting down. You can sit down on there. Julia did a video about that too. Julia Melvin did.
Ashton, yeah, I see you can notice it too. A lot of people are seeing it and other people aren't. Take your blinders off, people.
Because I know people, what is your Facebook page? Oh, okay, hold on. I'll get to it. Wait a minute, let me get to you. Let me see here. I'll give it to you. Hold on. Let me get to it.
But see, the thing about, I see Polly, I see your question, but we don't believe that BG backtracked after the murders and went back toward the bridge or the trails. We believe this could be somebody that was a lookout and they possibly saw exactly what took place and they're shocked. That's why they're sitting there with their arm or whatever, their head in their hand, because they are distraught on what they saw. That's what it looks like to us.
This could have just been a witness too. It's not necessarily just a lookout, but it could be just a witness.
Correct.
Oh, I didn't do that. That's not what I put. All right, let me get this again. This copy. Okay. I'm trying to send it to there we go. Okay. Alicia, I sent it to your messenger on my Facebook page, okay? So I sent it to your Facebook page, my Facebook page. Since already I had you, Alicia. There are people who see what you see, but those proportions.
This picture was taken by Cheyenne on the day of the murders.
Yes.
After the girls were murdered.
This was around 3:00. And we also believe that, because the timestamp that is on the photo that we have, we believe that Cheyenne never set the actual time on her camera to the correct time. Because of the timestamp on the photo from the camera shows it like 3:45, and we know that she wasn't there at 3:45.
Yeah. She wasn't. She arrived at the drop off around 2:45. At 2:50, she had a telemarketing call, and then at 3:00 she arrived at the bridge. So if she took a telemarketing call at that time and talking and not paying attention to what below the bridge, then she missed it. She was just guessing what was down below at that time.
And Doug Carter, in several different news interviews, it didn't have to be with the press conferences or anything. He just did separate interviews with the different news agencies. There's been several times when he was interviewed, he was using terminology basically saying there was more than one person involved in this.
But yeah, so that's basically what
it wasn't a cell phone, Anna. She uses a professional camera because that's what she does.
Yeah, she takes a lot of photos. She took photos out in Colorado, in mountains. So she does phoning. No, she just uploaded at 3:45 to Snapchat. She wrote that. That was the time when she arrived, 3:00. The other one, the south end of the bridge, she uploaded at 3:45.
Yeah. So
south end of the bridge, it was loaded up at 3:45. Hey, Sierra, and this was done at 3 when she just got on the bridge. Like I said, at 2:50, she had a telemarketing call. And that's where not paying attention. Take a look, darker guy. Let's see here. Hey, Randy, I remember Libby taking a picture of the dark guy under the bridge, and then law enforcement took them down. I had it on my computer for a while, and it disappeared. So you had the same photo, Sierra. That photo, that person underneath the bridge. Well, that's interesting, Shane. She had the same photo.
Wow. And see, we did things that different than everybody else did. We expanded out and actually searched around the area with the expansion of the picture to see if we could catch anything that no one else caught.
Expanded out and actually searched around the area with the expansion of the picture. Dark hair guy. Yes, I did.
Just like I said before, that's why we went back as far as we could to grab any type of news coverage, statements, text messages between certain individuals, and things like that to see if we could find inconsistencies. And Randy found this and he sent it to me and he said, man, see if you see what I'm seeing. And I didn't get a catch of it real quick until we connected with Marv, and then they pointed me to the direction they were talking about. And I was like, I'll be damned. You're right. There is a person sitting there. Not to be rude, Gray, but if you don't like what we're talking about, man, you can leave the pod anytime. It's almost like everybody's blinded by the KK and the TK, which is understandable, because of the circumstances they're involved in. But like, once again, I'm going to say it again, Kristen Behind the Crime Door told everybody to use critical thinking and you think outside the box. Instead of being stuck on one thing that's being talked about, that's everybody's talking about the same thing. We're going outside the box and see if we can uncover anything else that no one's talked about.
So yeah, this is all about going out of the box, and we're at this point, the Kleins are not the killers of Living Abbey, and that's why we're staying away from that, because
they're basically using Keegan and his dad to flesh out all the pedophile ring people that's involved with that ring they're involved in. That's what we believe. Plus working this case at the same time.
Becky said she can't afford to have television. Well, we're not having television, tunnel vision at all.
My Charlie, no, he's facing forward. He's not sitting sideways.
So this person is sitting there.
Yeah, correct. Is that Tyree? You're correct on that. You got to actually download the photo to your phone or whatever to where you can actually expand the picture out and you'll be able to see it clearly. Glad to see you, Sleuth.
You remember the police says the client has nothing to do with it, so of the murder. It would take them too long to get to Delphi. They didn't know what time the girls were going to go to the bridge.
And like I said before, the authorities have never, and I mean never, pinpointed exactly what day Keegan had contact with Libby. It could have been that day. It could have been the day before. It could have been 3 days before. We just don't know. They never actually said that he had contact with her that day.
Let me see here. I want. Some of these people are asking photos. Hold on. Let me see if I can get the photo. and stuff. Hold on. Cheyenne's photo from the bridge of Delphi. Cheyenne. Hold on. All right, let me find it.
It's awful amazing that over half the people in this chat see what we're seeing, and you got other people that don't see anything. That's just showing you guys have got tunnel vision.
Mm-hmm. Let me get to it here. Here we go. All right. Let me find it here. This. All right. Where is it? Where is it?
All right.
I'll find it. Let me send it to you if I can find it. The picture is taken. Here's the picture is taken. There's that one. There's another photo. Okay. I'm gonna share this. All right. I want to send it to some of you guys here. All right. Teresa, I'm sending it to you right now. Alicia, I'm sending it to you right now. The photo. Anybody on Facebook who's on here right now on YouTube channel, let me know, or send your message to me on Facebook, and I'll send the photo to you.
Yeah, true crime. I already did something about that. Anybody need my messenger or my email? Let me know and I'll send it to you, and I'll send the pics out to you guys. Yes, Sleuth, we've already pointed out where his right arm is, his left arm is, his head.
Yes.
Can you please address this question?
What question's that?
Can you address the criticisms of the claims that it's a person? If you want to address the criticisms with an open mind, then maybe you're dealing with a little tunnel vision too.
I already took care of that.
And there were several people asking, you're seeing television? No. I don't do television.
That's the reason why we started this thing about outside the box, because we're not trying to use tunnel vision. We want to use every possibility that's out there instead of sticking to one little fact or piece of information that was put out there. That's what everybody's doing right now. They're stuck on one piece of information and not looking outside the box.
Yeah. Bruce, I sent yours photo of the bridge so you can look on your phone. Anybody else want me to send it through Facebook to you so you can look on your phone? If you look on your phone,
Bruce, you're not blocked, dude.
No, he's blocked too with Sleuth. I think.
Oh, he blocked Sleuth, or Sleuth blocked him on his channel. All right, guys, we're not going to have that on this channel. If you guys got beef, you got to take that somewhere else.
But being stuck on Klein would be a television. Yes, that's true, Sleuth. Being stuck on Klein would be a tunnel vision. At the beginning of this case, I told Mike and Anthony, you don't not want to look as down just one thing. You be like a television. You have to look around 360, keep your mind open, and everything else, then you'll be able to see everything. So
yes, worldwide crime. Well, I'll share it on Discord.
So anybody else, let me know. I'll send it to you.
If anybody's got a pen and paper down, I'll give you my email right now, and you send me a message through there, and I'll send the pictures to you myself also. My email address is going to be Shane, Shane, Kersage, Kersage, 2@gmail.com.
So basically, if the state police comes up the same thing that we did, then they will come out and say, hey, that's correct. We have another witness.
And I believe that's what they're doing right now, because like I said, the detective told me as soon as I started talking to him and explaining the situation, he said, I need you to send me that photo immediately.
Yeah.
Yes, Polly, I got a channel, but I'm not ready to start live or anything yet, because I've been working with Marv behind the scenes, because she's got a full-time job and she can't really do any investigating or researching while she's on the job. So I do everything behind the scenes for her. And then we brought Randy in because we're basically retired and we have nothing else to do but sit here and research and investigate things.
Hey, Randy, Susan, how you doing? But so that's how we got started, because Shane here started how we need to look at the timeline, and that's how I got into finding this photos of Cheyenne and see what kind of pictures somebody had to get a photo of a killer somewhere along the line. Who there were other people out there, but at this point you're just seeing they would have been able to see the killer walking out on that trail from the Mears property. Hey, Nikki, how you doing? And you would have saw that. And if that was true, what flannel shirt guy says, well, he passed me, and he would pass Cheyenne in the photo. She's taking it right now. And
exactly. That's why we're saying that something's not adding up here between Cheyenne's statement and DM's statement. Something just didn't add up. That's why we went back. Something wasn't adding up. We had to figure it out, and the timeline is way off.
Yeah.
From what Lesby and the coroner are saying, there's no way. There is no way this was done and over with by 3:30. Yes, by 3:30, but our timeline is maybe an hour prior to this that the girls had been murdered and left at the spot they were at.
Hey, Summer. He looks like he could be taking a dump. Well, he's sitting down on the ground. So when it comes to the walk, we'll go down below and show you what it all looks like. So you can sit down. The Wild Boys were down below. They can tell you what they saw down there.
Kristen, yeah, it kind of looks like he's bald, but you can't really tell if he's bald or if he's got blonde hair or what it could be. We can't really tell that. And in gray, the legs are going to be looking bigger if you have them up close to your chest like you're sitting on the ground.
So, yeah, if anybody wants photos, this photo will be able to send. Since the state police has it, so then the FBI will probably have it by now.
I mean, I was shaking all night last night. I barely got any sleep because this was bugging me so bad, because I contacted ISP last night and left a message with the desk sergeant, and he transferred me to the detective's line because from my understanding, they haven't been really checking the tip line here lately. So I wanted to speak to somebody live, and that's when the detective told me to send it to him immediately through the email. Because I wasn't going to put this on the tip line, and I got checked, and I wanted to make sure that somebody saw it.
Yeah, he wanted to make sure, because there's no way waiting 2 or 3 days, and if this is more important to.
Right, and you got to think about it. If it took them 2 weeks to get back to Cheyenne after the murders, which I understand why it could have taken that long, because they had thousands of tips coming in within the first couple of weeks, so they had to sift through all that. Now that 5 years has passed, it's been agreed that they're only getting less than what, 10 to 15 tips a week. So it's quicker for them to go through these tips.
Yeah.
So if anybody else has anything else, direct it to our emails. I put my email out there again. If you need my email, I'll put it on here. Let me know. As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and put my email out here, guys, real quick. Give me just a second here.
Teresa, what was your message for Jennifer?
I've got it. I'm addressing it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay, so that's what we got. The world will know, and they'll start questioning this now. And of course, the state police will be doing their investigation. Let's see what happens.
All right. I know Marv's got to get back to work, even though she's not feeling well. We don't want to keep her much longer, guys. But we wanted to get on here as soon as possible so people can get their thoughts and opinions on this and see what they had to say. And we thought it was pretty damn good information. That's why we did this.
So, but I appreciate y'all coming, and
direct every question you have to our emails, guys, or Marvelous's her channel on or her Facebook page, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Charlie, if you want, go to put in Cheyenne's Delphi murders photos. It would probably come up underneath Google search.
Hey, Boston, I question the same thing, because if you expand the picture out and you look down there where the barricade is on the north end of the bridge, it looks like there's somebody standing on the trail. But we discussed this, and we believe it's just probably a tree or something right there at the edge of the walkway.
Yeah. There's nobody standing. If he was somebody standing there, it would be the height of the tree and past the railroad track fence.
Yes, Boston. Look at the north end of the bridge.
Thanks, Gray. I'm working on the image now. I will send it, Randy. Okay, thanks, Sleuth. Thanks, Sleuth.
So, all right, guys. We're going to have to end it right now so Marv can get back to her regular job.
So talk to you later. Have a good Wednesday today, and hopefully we'll have some type of news from anybody out there, hopefully.
All right. Yeah. Any questions or anything, concerns, email us at the emails that we put out there, guys. Have a good day.
All right. Bye.
Thank you for coming.
No problem. Thanks for all coming, yes.
Bye, guys.
Bye now.